Okay, so I'm going to kind of explain the golf swing before we kind of get started, just so you can kind of get your feet wet before we get into this lesson. Basically, how the golf swing works, there's three fundamentals, okay? We got to make sure that your grip's right, and we got to make sure that your posture's right, and then we got to make sure that your playing is correct, okay? So there's three different ways to grip the club. There is an interlock, which Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus uses. There is a overlap where the pinky is over the index finger right here. And then there's also a 10-finger grip. And this is for juniors and ladies who people that have small fingers can use this grip. But the fundamental wise on the grip, we got to make sure that we're holding this grip in our fingers. So I want you guys to get your left hand out, and I want you to grip this club with your left hand only in the fingers right here. Okay? So we have it in the fingers there. And then we want to make sure that that right hand goes right under the left hand. And you guys can kind of pick a grip, whichever one you want to do. Interlock, overlap, or 10-finger, whichever one feels comfortable. And you just kind of pick them. And the second most important thing about the grip is grip pressure. You got to make sure that you're not gripping it too hard. All that does is makes blisters on your hands. And if you grip a little bit too much, it'll tense up the muscles in your chest, and you'll actually swing slower. Okay, so we want to feel that our grip is very loose, and so we can swing through that ball a little bit better. Okay, so the next thing I was going to go over is posture. All right. Golf back in the day wasn't very athletic. People thought it was just a game, but it's growing into a very athletic game. So we got to have an athletic posture. Okay, so I always want to start out with your feet shoulder width apart. I want to make sure your knees are bent over your toes right there. Okay. And also your back is very important. You got to have that back bent over at a 45-degree angle. What this is right here, this gives you the optimal chance of hitting that ball solid. Okay, if we're like this, standing straight up and down, the percentage of hitting the ball solid is very small. Okay, so get into a very athletic posture so you can hit that ball solid. Okay, now, kind of tricky part of the golf swing is the plane. Okay, a lot of people are kind of questioning which plane is correct. There's lots of different theories. But there's a couple that I think is very effective. There's the one plane swing, is where you take this club back on one plane and the club comes down on the same exact plane. Very simple plane. It's, I think, a little bit harder to accomplish because it's just straight back and straight through. People think it's too easy. I think the plane for me that is most effective for amateur golfers is the two-plane swing. Okay? Now what this does, a lot of people take the club back too far on the inside and they take it over the top, okay? That's just all people have two-plane swings most of the time, okay? So the only thing I'm going to change for amateurs to have the correct swing is take the club back more on the outside and come in from the end, okay? A very, very weak shot is coming over the top. We never ever want to come over the top because we're losing too much power right here, okay? So every single tour player out there has the same exact hitting area look of their swing, okay? Jim Furyk has this going on in his backswing. Everybody has a different backswing up here. But everybody on tour is exactly the same right here, okay? So what I'm trying to get you to do is to get a swing plane that's comfortable for you guys. So at this point at impact is just like a tour plane. Because that's what we want. We want our hands forward. We want a compression of the ball. We want that ball to come out rocketing. Okay? We don't want that ball to come out dead and start going up with some spin. Alright? So those are the two planes, and I hope that kind of helps you before we get into this lesson. So now we're going to hit some balls and try and look at all of you guys' swings. So thanks.